Welcome to the Shield Football Podcast. It's your boy Fredo. Today in the building, we got that boy Jerron, we got that boy DC, and we got that boy Steven in the back running things like always. Guys, what's up, man? What's good, man? I haven't seen y'all since last year, man. Last week, man, we didn't record an episode, man. We're too busy partying and getting sick, man. But we're good now, though, man. Jay, what's up, man? How you been, man?
Man, I've been good. Good. Actually, a pretty good start to the year with these games. Pretty entertaining. At home, everything's good. I can't complain. Just happy to get back on the mic.
Yes, sir. DC, how about you, man? How you been, my boy?
Yeah, man. Glad to be back at it. Happy New Year's, everyone. I hope this is the best one yet. But like you say, I'm glad to get back in the saddle and get back to doing what we do weekly.
Hey, absolutely, man. So, gentlemen, basically, man, Week 18 is over, meaning that football season is over itself. Now the postseason is here. We come to find out there have been some coaches fired, which is Black Monday in the NFL world, and teams eliminating, questionable. Recap, and hopefully they can do better on the draft board and see what they can do to fix it, man. But we're here to talk about it, man. So let's kick it off, man. Let's start off and go down the lineups, man. So we got the Steelers and the Ravens right here on this one right here, 17-10. Steelers win this game on the road. But, the Ravens didn't play their starters at all. So, DC, what were your thoughts in this game, man?
Not much from it, but Tomlin did it again some kind of way. He got that team back in the playoffs. I remember when me and Jerron did a show early in the season that you weren't here, and we just picked some outlandish things that would happen this year. And one of the things I said was that Steelers would make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that he said was the Jets wouldn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And this was before the whole Aaron Rodgers deal happened. But, yeah, some kind of way, Tomlin, he still continues to get this team up with very little talent at the quarterback position.
Yeah,
two or three quarterbacks.
Absolutely, man. The Steelers finished with a record with 10-7, man. Yeah. Not bad at all.
Three quarterbacks.
Jay, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Nothing much. It was an ugly game. But the biggest thing that happened in the game was the TJ Watt injury. Yeah. That stinks. It's going to impact the playoffs. From what they're saying, he's got a grade 2 MCL sprain. Sources say the absolute best scenario is for him to play in 2 weeks with a brace. So don't look like, if we look forward to their matchup, it don't look like we're going to see TJ Watt in the playoffs at all. And that's sad. TJ Watt was balling. He's a big part of that team. So, but we'll see. That's pretty much the biggest thing that happened in the game.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And with that being said, you already looking at a Buffalo game was going to be one-sided.
Yep.
If Tomlin pulls this off, then, man,
oh yeah,
I don't want to hear nothing else, but I highly doubt it, without Watt, and you're going against those guys, I would expect this to be non-contest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right, gentlemen, y'all boys got anything else between that game right there?
No, let's move on to show in Indy.
All right. We have the next game right here. Houston goes on the road against the Colts. Final score 23-19. CJ Stroud, man, he threw for 26, completed 20, 264 yards and 2 touchdowns. Have a day, my boy. Top rusher was Stingley with 24 carries for 63 yards and 1 touchdown. Top receiver was Nico Collins for 9 catches, 195 yards and 1 touchdown. Have a day, my boy, man. Now let's go to the Colts side of the ball. Minshew, he threw for 24, completed 13, 141 yards. And your top rusher was Taylor with 30 carries for 180 yards and 1 touchdown. Have a day, man. And top receiver was Downs for 3 catches for 48 yards. And so basically this right here, When it comes to team stats, total yardage for the Texans, 306, while the Colts had 360. Turnovers, 0 for the Texans and 1 for the Colts. Time possession, down the middle, 29 minutes for the Texans and 30 minutes for the Colts. That being said, that's why the Colts are officially eliminated from the playoffs and the Texans move on to the postseason. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Oh, man. C.J. Stroud is good at football.
Yeah.
And he has his receiver, Nico Collins. It looked real good.
Mm-hmm.
From the very first play, things are bright, looking up bright for the Texans going forward, man. They really are. I think now they're going to just continue to do what they do. Nobody really expected them to be where they're at now. So going forward, I don't think there's very much pressure on them. I mean, they're pretty much one of the teams that's going to be playing with house money from this point going on. But great job, man. And the Colts 0-3 in the red zone. When you do that, you're going to have problems.
Yeah.
And so good game for Taylor. Hell of a game for Nico. I think he's basically telling McNair, show me the money now at this point. It's about that time.
Yeah, it is that time.
Based on his third year, I think. But, great win for the Texans, man. It really should be exciting for the Texans fans right about now.
Yes, sir. Jay?
First thing I want to hit on is, what do you want to talk about? What do you think about the fourth down play, the call, how it was managed?
I thought it was managed pretty well.
Of course you did. But they had to play. The quarterback threw it behind them, but they had to play. They
ain't no doubt.
They should. Basically, what I'm saying is, despite the result of the game, Shane Steichen's still my coach of the year.
Right.
Because if you looked at the two teams, who's he playing with?
Wow.
He almost won the division with Gardner Minshew, Michael Pittman Jr., and that's it. Quentin Nelson's not playing. The O-line's not playing like they used to. They don't have a Stingley on that side of the ball. You saw Brent's rookie burnt on the first play of the game. They've got two good linebackers. But other than that, it's all Shane Steichen. Everything you saw with them being competitive, almost getting to the playoffs, is all because of one man. D'Amico has C.J. Stroud to fall back on. So I got to give kudos to Shane Steichen because he called a hell of a game, and he called a hell of a year just to have them in position.
No doubt.
Is ridiculous. I'm not picking on y'all, but look what happened in Tennessee.
Right.
Tennessee had more to work with than Shane Steichen has, and y'all were not even close. So kudos to him. Big victory for the Texans to have a first-year head coach, first-year OC, first-year quarterback, defensive player, offensive rookie, defensive rookie of the year. So it's bright. And then if you look at the whole AFC South, 3 of the 4 teams are top 4 in cap space.
Yeah, right.
Washington has $85 million, so they're number 1. Tennessee has $79 million in cap space. Houston, $74 million in cap space. Indy has $72 million in cap space. So everybody should get better.
No doubt.
Except the team with who's going to be paying the quarterback. But, man, it's pretty good for the AFC South. In a couple of years, this should be a dominant division, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
South?
All right, man. Hey, excited, man. Like, to be honest with y'all, man, overall, let's say if the Texans would have lost this game, I would have been happy no matter what. It just, the results is, when we came into the show, and also like big media folks have also interpolated that the Texans should not win more than 6 games. And I remember I was telling you, I was like, man, I see the Texans winning more than 7-8 games. Just the fact that they went over my expectations at least. And surprisingly, with the help of the Titans, man, they won the AFC South. I'm excited. Like DC said, at this point moving forward, we're just doing house money now. If we make a good run into the playoffs, hopefully get off from the wild card week. I mean, I'd be happy with that itself, man. But just the fact that we're in there and these boys balled out, and prime time, the only prime time game they had this whole season, and they balled out. And man, shout outs to Nick Casario, man, the GM. Shout out to D'Amico Ryans, man. There was a little moment he had. He was outside the locker room,
Emotional.
taking it in, And I guess he was waiting for a star to come in so they could go in the locker room together. Right. And that little cheer victory they had in the locker room, man, that was beautiful, man. You could tell that the locker room's united right now, man, and it's exciting to watch. And compare what we had 3 years ago, God, man, this is way much better, man. But
no doubt.
Yeah, no, I'm excited, man. I know people down here in Houston are excited also. And man, what else can we say, man? Like at this point, man, like let's try to get this another W, man.
And I got to throw in a little bit of drama.
What's up?
Who picked these players this year?
Of the Texans side?
Who picked the players? Because
this
is the first year everything clicked.
Yeah.
Are they going to be in charge next year to pick the players also?
Well, I really think it was a united thing. I don't think it was a one person individual. I'm just saying what's one thing we always talk about in this podcast, man? Like with the GM, you got to have your coach and your GM be in the same page. If not, it's going to be a power move every time in the offseason. And so I think finally they trust each other within the GM and head coach. They could get along and get the players they need to, man, because in this draft, I want to say it was a balance of a little bit of everything. They got the offensive player and the defensive player. And, so I want to say that also, like with the season that they had, they had C.J. Stroud, they had Will Anderson, they had the linebacker from Alabama,
Toa, yeah.
They had the offensive lineman, Scruggs, and then Tank Dell.
Yeah.
I mean that's
a home run.
That's a home run right there.
That's why I said whoever did that need to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. It just I think if everybody can sit down, hear each other out, it's gonna work out. Obviously, that's what happened this year, and let's bring it back and do it again for many years to come, man.
Yeah. Well, like what Jerron say, when it's going good, it's easy.
Yeah.
When your head coach and GM is not aligned, it don't work a whole lot of times. So what you're about to see more than likely in this offseason, if you happen to lose your OC, at that point, the GM and the head coach has to sit down and decide who's going to be the next OC. And at that point, hopefully they can come right away to somebody that they got in mind. They may just move the quarterback coach up.
That's what I'm saying.
But once again, we've seen this before. When you get moved up quarterback coach, don't get fancy.
Yeah.
You see what the guy can do. There's no reason to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
You know what his talent say he can do. Just stick with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've been seeing it all this year, what the guy can do. Just keep doing that.
Yeah.
Don't try to get too fancy with it, and you'll be okay.
Yeah. And then top of all that, to finish at least my end of this, the Texans have been playing nothing but injuries since training camp. The offensive line has not been – the full starters have not played together this whole season. And also the defense midseason, especially towards the end, they were getting banged up. Yep. So the Texans have been struggling with being healthy this whole season as well. And the fact they made it this far.
Yep.
Yeah. I think the whole AFC South has the same story.
Yeah.
O-line struggles, quarterback in and out. Yeah, I think that's just an AFC South story. That's why I think the whole division should be looking up in the next couple years. There should be a conference championship appearance out of one of these 3-4 teams.
So can't wait for that, man. I'm excited.
Interest up and down the whole division.
Yep. The whole division was crazy this year.
Yeah. Gentlemen, you got anything else from this game right here?
Oh, we can move on.
That's it.
All right, man. Let's move on to the next game, man. We have the Browns and the Bengals right here. Final score 14-31. Really not much in this game right here. Basically, the Browns rested their starters, and the Bengals was just trying to, look good out there for tape. But DC, you got anything on this game, man?
Other than this is where I get my coach of the year, Cleveland, Stefanski.
Yeah.
what he did with 4 different quarterbacks, P.J. Walker,
Yeah.
DTR, and then he put Flacco off the couch.
Mm.
And was still able to get the offense to click through those guys. Even though they got the defense is the calling card for them,
Yeah.
but the offense ain't losing it for him.
Mm.
So with that, man, what he's going through this whole year, he would probably be my candidate for coach of the year, and Steichen would be right behind him for me.
Yeah. To me, I think he'd be my first one.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, man, you have 4 quarterbacks you have to deal with, and then you still manage to finish with the 11 wins and 6 losses. That's impressive to me. That's coaching right there. Just go ahead and give it to him, man. In my opinion, Jay.
I'm with you. I think he is the most likely to win the actual award. The only thing I can say is they've got talent on that team more than the coach.
No doubt.
And Stefanski might have upgraded. It's not. It's the 5th quarterback, but he might be better than the first. So you might have just found your QB at least 2. But yeah, I think he should be. He should be in the running and most likely the favorite.
Okay. All right, gentlemen. Y'all got anything else between the Bengals and Browns that game?
No, sir.
All right, let's go on to the next game right here, man. We had the Vikings at the Lions. Final score 20-30. We knew at this time the Lions were pretty much trying to play for seeding rights, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it came with a cost though, man. Their tight end Laporte got hurt in this game right here, and he's a big key factor for the Lions offense, man. DC, man, what are your thoughts on this, man?
You said it, Fredo. If it's best offensive or second best offensive player, however you want to look at it, he's a hell of a rookie season. It was just, for me, stupid. If you had nothing to prove, why run those guys out there like that? Why would you take the chance of that? So we don't know. More than likely, he won't be 100% this week. So, and if that end up costing your team, people are going to really look at you sideways. But another thing, Fredo mentioned, Laporte, looks like the tight end position is back in the NFL.
Yeah, it is.
There's a lot of young tight ends like Laporte, you got Ferguson, you got McBride.
Kincaid.
Yeah, you got Kincaid. The tight end position is making a comeback. They just no Kelsey no more.
Yeah.
So that's good for football, man. To have the tight ends back in it. And, of course, with the draft and Brock Barrows coming out this year, it's going to get even better.
That's the guy.
So, yeah, man, it's going to be real good for the tight end position going forward. Everybody's got to get them one now.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially like us in fantasy. And all the leagues I participated in this year, and I played in 5 myself. Kelsey was gone by the 6th pick.
Yeah,
that was crazy, and I know the value wasn't there for most players that got Kelsey. I was never that close again, Kelsey.
Okay.
I never got him, but even though, man, like the tight end position is going to be very interesting next year when it comes to fantasy, at least.
Yeah, because, Green Bay's going to have Musgrave next year. The Raiders will have Mayers back next year. So it's going to be really interesting, like you say, from the tight end position going forward.
Yep. Jay, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Yeah, not much. This Sam Laporta, hyperextended knee bone bruise. We remember Travis Kelce had the same thing. It took him couple weeks he actually played fairly quickly off of it, but he wasn't the same for multiple weeks. So it's tough to see that happen in a almost meaningless game. But it is what it is. He was gonna play his people anyway. I think he did that last year also. So that's what he does. But kudos to Justin Jefferson also. Yeah. He didn't play nearly as much as we expected him to play this year. Still reached 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
That dude's a monster.
Yeah, he is.
Get your money, buddy.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And, well, first get your quarterback.
Yeah.
That's first. All right, gentlemen, y'all got boys. Anything else in that game right there?
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next game right here, man. This one right here was down to the wire right here, man. Like basically the Jaguars had to get in to go to the postseason, man. But the Titans had a different set of mindset. They said, if we ain't going, you ain't going.
Mm-hmm.
Final score 20-28. Titans take care of business at home, man. Let's go to some game leaders real quick. Lawrence, he threw for 43, completed 29, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. Top rusher was Ethan Jr. with 16 carries for 57 yards. And your top receiver was Ridley for 6 catches, 106 yards, and 1 touchdown. Have a day, man. And let's go to the Titans side of the ball. Tannehill, he threw for 26, completed 17, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 1 interception. Top rusher was Derrick the King Henry for 19 carries, 153 yards, and 1 touchdown. Have a day, my boy. And your top receiver from the Titans, D-Hop, he catched the ball 7 times for 46 yards and 1 touchdown. Total yardage for the Jaguars, 362, while the Titans had 327 turnovers, 2 for Jaguars and 1 for the Titans. Time possession, almost right down in the middle, 32 minutes for the Jaguars and 27 minutes for the Titans. So that right there, with this W from the Titans, DC's Titans, spoil win right there, and DC. I thank you for your help for the Texans, man. DC, what are your thoughts, man?
Just from the first offensive series, I knew it was going to be a big day for Henry. And of course, they was getting D-Hop the catches so he can get his incentive money also.
Yeah.
He needs like 4 catches and maybe another 14 yards to get some bonuses. I don't understand, what sets a team off to make them get up to play? Why does this happen like this?
Yeah.
Why didn't you do this all year long?
Yeah.
It's been the same players. Why don't this happen every game?
Yeah.
And of course, it was one of those games where they knocked us out last year, so it's revenge game. We knock them out this year. I don't understand what it takes to get a player up, and why don't they do that every week?
That's a great point.
Yeah. And it's a collapse by the Jaguars.
Yeah. Big time.
They was running away with this. It was like early on and late. Just come down the stretch. Just couldn't get it done. Trevor Lawrence sometimes just couldn't get out of his own way.
Yeah.
And they got some questions to answer. I don't think Ridley's going to be there next year, but it's time for him to get paid.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I don't know which direction they're going to go. And congrats to Henry. Appreciate everything, man. He done 8 years. Class act. Never heard a word from him. He just went out there and put his head down and did
bulldoze everybody.
Did what
man.
he need to do. So
yeah.
I hope he goes to a contender. Some teams I was thinking about: Dallas, Green Bay, Kansas City. I don't know what they're gonna do as for. I know Pacheco they got him on, but I hope he goes somewhere where he gets opportunity to win it. Baltimore seems like they picked up Cook. I don't know if they'll bring him back again. But either way, man, he ain't got very many more years left, but he's got enough to get a team over the hump.
But like what? About 2 more years?
Yeah.
In?
Oh yeah.
2 solid years.
He ended up with 1,000 this year.
Yeah.
So hopefully he goes somewhere and gets a chance to make a run at it.
Yeah. Jay.
Yeah. Guys, I want to save it, but I can't. We got it. We got to talk. First things first. Give me your scouting report on Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, that's easy. Fraud.
Right.
It's easy, man.
Give me 2 positive, 2 negatives about Trevor Lawrence right now.
The positive is that he came out of Clemson. They thought that he was going to be that savior for the Jaguars. As of right now, he hasn't done anything but win 1 playoff game against the Chargers. But then again, that's the Chargers. I feel like the Chargers blew that. And in season, man, just he's done enough to carry his name and the expectations, but he hasn't exceeded what he needs to do to get paid like an elite quarterback. But you know what? They're gonna have to pay him.
Give me 2 things you like about him.
His size.
His size.
That's about his size.
Okay.
Other than he won at Clemson, that's it.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
So
that is it.
So what are 2 things you don't like about him?
He doesn't make. To me, I feel like he's more a one read option quarterback.
Okay.
And then and he's not healthy. He never stays healthy. There's always something wrong with him. He's inconsistent, but he's staying healthy.
But as far as health wise, that's the only. He just started the last week. He had played. He hadn't missed a game. Period.
Yeah.
Right.
But the thing with me, when he came out, he was handed this title of the next big thing coming. Him and Fields came out of high school the same year, and I think Fields was the Gatorade Player of the Year. He finished 2-1. They finished 1 and 2, and people just gave him that title. He went to Clemson. He won. But I do remember when he first. I don't know if he first got drafted or his last year at Clemson. They interviewed him, and he said something to the fact that he don't really care about as far as winning and losing when it comes to football. And people start throwing shade at him like, this guy don't really care about the game.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just looked it off. But now when you get to this point, man, maybe he don't. He just plays. He plays because he can.
Yeah.
I don't know if he really loves football. But it was always a question whether his heart was really into football. He just happened to be one of the people that was good enough to play it.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm getting at is, to me, it's starting to sound like you guys are writing them out completely. Sounds like you don't see him getting to the Mahomes, Lamar level.
Oh no.
No. He won't even be Josh Allen. He won't make it to the Josh Allen level.
You know if there's a quarterback I'll compare him to, Tannehill.
Wee. Tannehill.
I'll at least give him Kirk Cousins.
Nah.
I'll at least give him Kirk.
All right, so let's do it.
At least Kirk Cousins has won big games.
So let's do it. I'm gonna give you 3 options for contracts for this man. You tell me which ones that you think you would match for him. First one, let's do Justin Herbert for the Chargers. He just got a $262 $100 million contract, 52 a year. And then we'll go to Daniel Jones, $160 million, $40 million a year for Daniel Jones. And I'm gonna be kind to him. I'm not gonna totally disrespect that man. Let's do Kirk Cousins, $35 million contract. That's actually 1 year. So average per year, would you give him $35 million? Let's start at the top. Would you give him $52 million like Herbert? Would you give him $40 million like Daniel Jones? Or would you give him $35 million a year like Kirk Cousins? Kraft, let's start with you.
I'm going to be the max I want to give him is the $40 million to Daniel Jones. I don't want to get into this $50-$55 million a year quarterback because 2 years from now, he's probably going to be the worst quarterback in the AFC South.
Ooh.
And then you're looking at that contract like, wow, how are we going to get out of this?
Yeah.
So there's no way I want to give him that much more money.
Yeah.
Than like those other guys. I mean, I don't think he's worked. But like Jerron said, the market's going to say, yeah, give it to him.
Yep.
But the results are going to say different.
Yep.
And you're going to be looking at yourself real crazy and start firing people because you did the contract. So, yeah.
So we got B for Kraft.
B for me as well. We spoke to this about this off air, and I said, he deserves Daniel Jones money, and that's still saying, like I don't want to pay him the market price, but the Jaguar is gonna have to pay market price. If not, this could be him possibly might want to ask for a trade, or he might be sitting out. I don't know, but if the Jaguars can maybe find different routes for him, like trade him, I would, man, and start another one. And don't get stuck with that contract, because remember now that the Colts got their quarterback, he's coming back with Anthony Richards, and then the Texans with C.J. Stroud, and possibly the Titans. I don't know what they're going to do in the offseason, but I don't know if they could bring a veteran in or they're going to trade up to get a quarterback. We don't know. We're going to have to wait for that. But like you just said, Jay, you said the AC South could be very competitive. If they give him this contract, they're going to be pretty behind, man.
Yeah, and so the market, if he was to reset the market like a Joe Burrow did, like a Herbert did, he would be getting paid over $275 million, over $55 million a year.
Ain't doing it. Ain't do it.
Yep.
For Trevor Lawrence, who just showed you who he is. So that's all I got right there.
I don't know. I like that. That's hard right there, man. Because now the Jaguars are really stuck and making this decision. What are you gonna do? You're gonna see you could give him this contract, or you're gonna write it out. I don't know. That's gonna be tough. What would you do, Jay?
Whew. I think you have to give him the Herbert contract. Just because he's a quarterback, that's how you do it. But I'm with y'all. I want the Daniel Jones contract for him until he shows me something. But honestly, you might just franchise him. You might actually go through the Kirk Cousins role of just keep giving franchise tags till he actually shows something. But you're gonna have to pay him if you give him a brand new contract.
Yeah. All right. Just waiting for the computer to load up. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. Let me see. Let's go right here, and maybe we can get the phone.
Take a break.
No. All right, let's go to the next game then, man. All right, we had another game right here with the Seahawks and Cardinals. The final score was 21-20. Pretty much, the Seahawks kind of had hopes to get into playoffs, but they needed a bunch of factors that for that to happen, man. But they won their game, man. But the Seahawks are not able to punch their ticket into the playoffs. But yeah, final score 21-20. DC, you got anything from this game, man?
Not much, other than the Cardinals say that Kyler Murray is their quarterback going forward. So that gives you an idea of probably which way they're going to go in the draft. And they have an opportunity to make a huge splash in the offseason. Cardinals do.
Yeah. All right. Jay, you got anything from this game?
Nope. We move on.
All right, let's move on to the next game then, man. Next game, we have let me see where I'm at. Kind of threw me off. And that really messed me up. All right. Next game, we have the Patriots and the Jets. Final score 17-3. Basically, you got two teams right here not playing for anything. What's it called? Possibility Belichick's final year in New England. The Jets, man, they had high expectations this year. Didn't succeed to it, man, because of Aaron Rodgers' first week of the NFL. He got hurt. But yeah, man, DC, you got anything else from this right here, man?
No, just wondering what's going to happen with Mac Jones when it's all over with. The guy they took in the first round a few years back.
Yeah.
Jets, very talented team, just didn't have the quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. Jay, you got anything else from this game?
The only thing I have is one of my best calls ever. When I said the Jets and the Broncos going to add up to 14 wins, they actually added to 15. So I was one off, but I was damn near there if the Patriots helped me out. So, but that's all I got.
That's all. Okay. Next game, man, we had the Falcons and the Saints right here. Final scores 48-17. Saints win this game right here. Basically had control this whole game right here. This was another team that was playing for some playoff indications, but unfortunately the Buccaneers won, and they needed help to get in, man. But yeah, final score Saints 48-17. And this right here, this game cost the head coach from the Falcons to get fired. And he got fired last night, right, Jerome?
Immediately, yes.
Immediately.
12:01.
Said right on Monday.
We're not we're not going to need your services anymore, sir.
Yeah. DC, you got anything else in this game, man?
Just a good win for the Saints, but they got dead weight they got to get rid of. Michael Thomas, I'm sorry, you got to go. You just can't stay healthy, man.
Yeah.
You got to find somebody else to put in that spot. Other than that, I think they're gonna make a lot of coaches changes. If the head coach stays, it's gonna be one of them situations, kind of like the Titans. You got to get rid of everybody except for yourself. We want a whole new staff outside of you, and I think that's what's going to happen with the Saints also, for sure. And I think Dennis Allen is a defensive coach, so they're going to force him to go out and find an offensive coordinator, somebody that can get the offense rolling.
Yes, sir. Jay, you got anything from this game?
Yeah. Only thing really, of course, we talked about the last play. How do you feel about the victory formation touchdown handoff that was coordinated by the players,
not the coach,
against the will of the coach?
No.
And the crazy part is just to give Jamal Williams a touchdown for the year.
Yeah,
that was the whole purpose of it.
Yeah.
It seems like they kind of knew their fate. They weren't getting to the playoffs, so they went AWOL. How do you feel about Jameis, especially after the game?
Man, you know what? For me, I kind of laughed about it. To me, it's funny. It's really not that serious. I mean, like they were already being 20+ points as is. You know, this just adding more to the wound, I guess. It really don't matter, man. You know, like we know the future of this coach from the Falcons wasn't gonna be last long from the end of this season, anyways. But like I don't know. It kind of makes me want to question the coach from the Saints, man. Does he really have control of his players? The fact that they did this over his head, I mean, it kind of is like a FU, like now we can do what we want type of thing. DC, what are your thoughts, man?
It's a savage move, man. Division opponent.
Yeah.
I think Atlanta beat them the first time around. And it may be something that stemmed from that game earlier in the year. But either way, it's a savage move. Last game of the year. They probably looked at it as having fun.
Yeah.
But of course, I'm sure the Falcons, they took it personal.
Oh, no.
It was in the head coach. He knew he was gone. When he lost that game, he knew he was gone.
That
was part of it.
Yeah.
That was part of setting him off. He knew he was done. This time that was done. But, you know, hey, NFL, guess what? This team in your division, you got to see them again next year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, just adds more to the rivalry.
Yeah.
And as of right now, New Orleans is negative 76 million on the cap. When is it going to come back to bite them?
I think it comes now.
They've been pushing it back year after year after year. Now, if you're a head coach, why would you? This is why Sean Payton left.
Yeah.
So if you're a head coach, I think Dennis Allen is going to be the coach next year, but because nobody's going to take
exactly.
No Belichick is going to take this. No Ben Johnson's going to take this.
Man, you have to be as crazy.
You have to be on your last leg as a coach to come in. And during your tenure, it's a definite rebuild.
Yes, ain't no doubt.
There's no choice.
It's a rebuild, and you don't have cap space to bring in players.
Right.
Jeez.
So negative 76
and you don't
million.
have a quarterback.
Yeah, it's all bad over there.
Yeah,
that's all I got on
they
there.
basically just been credit carding it. Balance transfer.
Yeah.
Balance transfer.
Yeah.
Balance transfer. Now you get to a point where you can't transfer a balance no more. You got to eat that.
Oh yeah, it's time to pay the balance.
Pay it.
Have you ever seen stockbrokers? This is what they do. They leverage against the future to try to make some moves in the present.
Yeah.
And when the stock market crashes, what those stockbrokers do?
Yep.
Those are the ones who jump off a building.
Yep.
Because they've been playing stockbroker games this whole time, and now they're gonna have to pay.
Yeah. Man, sad to see that, man. All right, gentlemen, you got anything else from that game from the Saints and Falcons? No? All right. Let's move on to the next game. We had the Buccaneers at the Panthers. Nothing but field goals in this game right here, 9-0. Panthers, man, wow. There's another team right here that's, I don't know if they could bring in a head coach, a legitimate head coach. If anything, they're going to bring in a head coach that, like Jerron said, down to the limb, that he's desperate for a job. You'd be a fool if you want to take that job, man, because you have the owner pretty much have the final say in everything. But Buccaneers, man, going to the playoffs with the record with 9-8. DC, what are your thoughts in this game, man?
Yeah, the Panthers fired their GM this morning.
Mhm.
So now they're going to make sure their stuff aligns. Head coach and GM was on the same page. Todd Bowles, hats off to him, man. Coming in, nobody thought that they would be in the position that they're in now. He was up against it with the talent that he had.
Well, he does have the better roster in that division.
Well,
Atlanta.
Atlanta's got him.
Yeah.
Got the best roster.
But they don't got the coach at least.
Right. But for what he did with that team and all the Mike Evans contract stuff, and great job for him, man.
Yeah,
Great job.
absolutely. Jay?
I mean, congratulations to him. It's not really much to say. Panthers, I hate what y'all did to Bryce. Dude still has a bright future. It's just, if you remember when Jared Goff was drafted, and who's the coach? Used to Fisher.
Yes.
Jeff
Rams,
Fisher.
yes.
Jeff Fisher was the Rams coach, and he made Jeff Goff look pathetic for that year. Maybe something can happen where upgrade your coach, get you a Sean McVay, and he brightens up Bryce Young's future. That's the only thing I can look forward to.
You know, with this team, I don't know who wants to coach it. I don't know who wants to work for this owner, Dave Tepper, that threw the drink on the people last week.
That's crazy.
Who wants to work for that guy? So I really feel bad for Bryce. I don't think he may never get the head coaching or the offensive staff around him that he deserves. Just basically based on his owner, the way his owner's acting.
Yeah.
The guy's been a loose cannon since he had the team.
Mm-hmm.
He's on about 6 or 7 different head coaches, seems like, since he's been there. So I feel bad for Bryce. At some point, if I'm here, I just hold out. If it don't go right where you want next couple of years, you might take it upon yourself to do something different.
Yeah, man.
Just based on who they bring in for the coaching staff next year.
Yeah.
And get you some more weapons,
It sucks, man. Like, basically, his career's we're going to see slowly but surely is going to be ruined.
Yeah, because by the time he gets some stability, he'll be on his 4th year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He may go through something similar to what Justin Fields going through with all the changes. By that time, it's up in the air for the team want to pay you or not.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, gentlemen, you got anything else from that game right there? Next game, we got the Bears at the Packers. Final score 9-17. Packers win this one to punch their ticket going into the postseason. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Not much there. They're just looking forward to see what the Bears do in the offseason.
Yeah.
For me, Packers made it to playoffs. Good luck.
Yeah. Let's see what happens with the QB from the Bears, man. And see if he gets traded or he gets a new contract. Well, not really. He be going to his 3rd year, right?
At the time, by the
No.
30th of May,
Yeah.
they got to let him know.
Yeah.
They got to let him know by the 30th of May.
Yeah. Jay?
Yeah, they Bears are on the clock.
Yeah.
Bears are on the clock. They have to time to put up or shut up.
Yeah.
Fans were chanting. They voted. I think 70% of Chicago wants to keep Justin Fields as their starting quarterback. If it's me, ain't no way. I'm resetting the clock. I'm looking forward to Caleb Williams, Drake May, hell, even Michael Penix. We've seen what he's doing. But Justin Fields, he's a 2025 unrestricted free agent. They got to pick up his 5th year and everything. So we'll see. But they're on the clock. They got to make some moves now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. With that being said, if they do move on, that means I don't know if Drake May or Williams would be the one I'd go for, just because of what it's going to cost you. I would probably trade out of the pick and go shoot, like you say, Penix.
Yeah.
If I can move back a few more spaces and gain some more draft picks, I would definitely try to put Penix and his receiver on that team, Romaduze.
Mm-hmm.
If I can just move back a few more spots and get both up, so that way you already got DJ Moore, and you have Romaduze, and you have Penix coming in with some more draft picks to play with.
Yeah.
That would be my idea versus taking Williams or Drake. Hey.
Yeah.
So right now they're holding the 1st pick and the 9th pick.
Yes.
So that's perfect.
Yes.
If you somehow let's move back to 6.
Yep.
Yeah, you can. You might be able to do that. have 6-9 and be able to make that back to back move and improve your team.
Yeah. So dude, can y'all see the Patriots move up and get that Bears pick?
That's one of the teams I think that may be real. And if they want a quarterback, I think the Bears can fleece them into moving up. Yeah. Because they had 3.
Yeah, exactly.
And everybody's looking at it as a 2 quarterback race.
That's what I'm saying.
So that Bears pick is going to become very valuable just based on what they want to do.
On that
they can get another haul this year.
On that 3rd pick, man, you can get
Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
But you can get Marvin Harrison, but Roman Duze, if Harrison's a 99 in Madden, Roman Duze is 97.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's 6'3", 225. He's a big receiver. He can go and get it. So Bears got potential. Just hope they don't mess this up.
Yep. It's a lot of pressure on them now. Yeah. They got the pressure that the Texans had last year, and let's see what their look is like.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Y'all boys got anything else from that game? All right, then we go to the next game right here, man. Broncos at the Raiders. Final score 14-27. Raiders win this game at home. DC, you got anything from this game, man?
No, it's just one of those things. Waiting to see what Broncos going to do at quarterback.
And the Raiders
going to do it head coach.
Yeah.
I think Pierce should get the job, and if he doesn't, I think Devontae Adams is going to request a trade. I think he's going to be out of there if he doesn't.
Okay.
But I think the team really likes him.
Jay?
Yeah, it's going to take a hell of a name. Like Bill Walsh is going to have to come back for them not to make Antonio Pierce their head coach. So I've got faith that they're going to make the right decision. So I'm going to just congratulate him preemptive.
Sure. All right. Next game, we have the Eagles at the Giants. Final score 10-27. On this one here, I'm gonna go to a little bit more details because I know Jerron wants to has his input on this game right here. Let's go to some game leaders real quick. Mariota, he threw for 20, completed at 13 for 148 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Top rusher was Gainwell for 7 carries for 62 yards, and top receiver was Watkins for 8 catches for 93 yards and 1 touchdown. And now to the Giants side of the ball. Tyler, he threw for 32, compared 23, 297 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Top rusher was Barkley with 18 carries for 46 yards and 2 touchdowns. The top receiver was Robinson for 5 catches, 85 yards. Team stats on total yardage: 299 for the Eagles, while the Giants had 415. God. Turnovers, 4 for the Eagles and 1 for the Giants. Time possession, 27 minutes for the Eagles and 32 minutes for the Giants. So this one right here kind of hurt the Eagles because they were from the number 2 spot. I want to believe that they went to the 5 spot, Jerron, or 6?
5.
For 5. And that gives the Cowboys now number 2 seeding. And also the Cowboys win their division. And while Eagles had everything under their control, they managed to lose a lot in this loss right here. DC, what are your thoughts on this? Oh, no. You know what? I'm going to get this one to Jerron real quick. Jerron, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
I appreciate that. I've never seen a choke job like this. I've never seen a team that in reality should have 3 more losses. This 11-6 is putting lipstick on a pig because
it's not sexy.
Not even that. Teams let them off the hook. Yeah. Well, I've been saying it all year. You let them off the hook. You let them off the hook, and then it's like the Eagles just jumped off a cliff. They said, "You know what? I know we shouldn't have been winning these games. Let's play down to how we should." It was over once we saw AJ Brown on the sidelines game after game after game, looking like he's got a problem with his quarterback. Am I being biased, or did y'all see the same thing, or is it just me?
No. We saw it.
Okay.
Yeah, because right here, look, the last 7 games, they have lost. I'm sorry, the last 6 games they have lost 5.
Yeah.
That's and they lost some into some good teams right here too, man, and some sorry teams.
And remember the multiple games where opponents could have won. I'm looking back at the Washington game.
Yeah, the Commanders.
I'm looking back at the Kansas City game. Looking back at the Cowboys game.
The Vikings.
Even even the Vikings gave them a good game in half. The Patriots game. So I've been giving Howie Roseman his flowers all year, saying these are Howie Roseman victories. Now, what the hell is he going to do with the team that he's got now with A.J. Brown? We don't know how bad the injury is. I thought it was going to be worse than however it came out.
Yeah.
Devontae Smith missed the game with the ankle sprain. And your defense is looking like the spring high school defense. Like this is a high school defense that they're rolling out there. People are just having their way with him. Tyrod had the game of his career damn near.
Yeah.
And they were trying. They played starters. They went into the game trying. Look, as a Cowboys fan, hearing the Eagles all year long serves you right. It serves y'all right. Worst fan base in the world. It's been real quiet over there. Yeah, all I heard was, y'all lost to the Cardinals. Y'all lost to the Jets and the Giants and the Cardinals
Twice to the Jets.
So
y'all, Giants.
Y'all, I'm cool on y'all. Y'all have a Tampa Bay next week, and then after that it gets real. So, serves y'all right.
DC, man, what you thoughts on that?
If they play like that, depending on who they have with them next week, they won't beat Tampa.
Yeah.
They won't even beat Tampa. Howie Roseman, I think he's going to have 2 new coordinators next year. I think he's going to make the moves. That's what I say. Sometimes when you hire from within, you already got too much buddy going on. Sometimes you got to go outside the organization and bring people in. Don't just because you're on the staff, don't just put people in those positions. Go out and find the best person, not your favorite person.
Yeah.
And I think some of that's what's happening with like this team right here and some other teams going forward. So go out, interview other people. Don't just because this guy been your right-hand man, I'll just hand him the job.
Yeah.
Mess around, you'll be looking for another job. You keep doing that type of stuff, especially with a team that's just a talented team on both sides of the ball.
Well, high expectations.
Yeah. And, of course, the stuff that was working for him, like you said, in the beginning of the year, hey, it came back around and bit them bad the last part of the season. And it wasn't even close, man. They look like 2 different teams.
Yeah.
It's almost like you just switched them out with a college team or something. From the way that looked. But I'm expecting probably some coordinator changes going forward.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucs beat them this week. Just based on, I don't know as far as who's going to play. If Devontae Smith is going to play or if A.J. Brown, what is he going to look like out there this week? So it sucks to be them.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Don't forget Jalen Hurts dislocated finger on his throwing hand.
Oh, yeah.
That was nasty. Yeah. Is it going to affect him? Is he going to be a running quarterback? Is he going to run around, or can he make those test throws coming up on the road in Tampa? So we'll see.
Okay. All right. Cowboys got anything else from this game?
Ha.
All right, next game, man. We had the Chiefs at Chargers. Final score 13-12. Basically, the Chiefs sat down their starters. Mahomes didn't play. Kelsey didn't play. Bunch of backups in this game, really. But the Chiefs pulled off the win on the road right here. DC, you got anything from this game? No?
No, just waiting to see the head coach here and who the next Chiefs wide receiver going to be.
Yeah. Jay?
No, let's move on.
Let's move on to the next game. This one here did have some playoff indications, man, for the Rams. We have the Rams at the 49ers. Final score 21-20. 49ers almost pull off this win, man, but the Rams just stuck in there and trying to get like I guess a higher seed, right? Oh no, for the playoffs. It's for the playoffs. And so yeah, man, they pushed their ticket in to go to the postseason. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Like you say, a lot of backups, but the Rams are the scariest team in the NFC.
Yep.
When you line them up offensively, there's nobody with the emergence of Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
There's no team skill position that head and shoulders above them. They right there with everybody.
Yeah.
With the emergence of Kyron Williams also. So there's another one of these teams. They playing with house money. They're the 6th seed.
Yeah.
They ain't got nothing to lose. They wasn't supposed to be here anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
They picked them in like 4 games. And some kind of way, McVay, I mean, he won't be coach of the year, but man, you got to at least talk about him.
Yeah.
For what he's been able to do and get out of that team.
See, like I'm pretty sure in this table right here, we're expecting the Seahawks to be the Rams this year.
Yep.
You know, at least the way that we're playing, man. But the Rams out of nowhere surprised all of us right here. Jay, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Nothing much. Just shouts out to Puka Nacua. Most rookie season receptions.
Broke the record.
Most rookie season receiving yards. Dude is having a monster season, and he's the number 1 5th round pick out of BYU. Who would have thunk it?
So yeah, he was a 5th round pick, right?
Yeah.
Ooh. Man,
and he's giving CJ Stroud a quarterback, so he's going to get it.
Right.
But all in all, if you really put it up, 1,400 yards, 1,473 yards for a rookie 5th round pick.
Right.
He needs
value.
He needs some kind of acknowledgement.
Yeah.
He may not win the award, but he needs to be acknowledged somehow.
I'll tell you what, if the Texans didn't make the playoffs, I think he would have won that award.
Yeah, but CJ got a soda, but we need to remember what Puka did.
Oh no, and we will remember what Puka did.
So look out for the Rams, man.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see the Rams.
That's correct.
You don't want no part of
that. That is a fact.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's go into the next game right here, man. We have the Cowboys at the Commanders. On this one, I'm gonna go a little into more details for my boy Jay. Prescott. I'm sorry. Final score 38-10. Cowboys go on the road to the Commanders. Punch their ticket for that number 2 spot. Wins the East. Congratulations, Jay.
Appreciate that.
Let's go to some game leaders real quick, and let's start with the Cowboys side of the ball. Prescott, he threw for 36, completed 31, 279 yards, 4 touchdowns, but 1 interception. Have a day, though. Your top rusher was Pollard for 17 carries for 70 yards and 1 touchdown. Top receiver was CeeDee Lamb with 13 catches, 98 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Have a day, man. Now to the Commander side of the ball. Howell, he threw for 27, completed 19, 153 yards, 1 touchdown, but 2 interceptions. Top rusher was Robinson with 9 carries for 25 yards. Top receiver was McLaren with 6 catches for 56 yards. Team stats, total yardage for the Cowboys, 440, while the Commanders had 180. Turnovers, 1 for the Cowboys and 3 for the Commanders. Time possession, 34 minutes for the Cowboys and 26 minutes for the Commanders. That being said, gentlemen, this puts the Cowboys the number 2 seed for the playoff picture, and will host every playoff game except if they have to play against the 49ers. But yeah, man, Jay, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Mike McCarthy, 3 years in a row, 12-5. That's tough to do. I don't care who's on your team, who's your quarterback, who's your running back, who's on your defense. 12-5, 3 years in a row is pretty remarkable. Ending the regular season with the highest passing touchdown quarterback, Dak Prescott. Leader in receptions, CeeDee Lamb. Leader in interceptions, Jerron Bland. Leader in pressures, field goal makes, and punt average also. Michael Parsons was the leader in pressures and as a team. So it worked out perfectly, but this is the year. This is it. If there's not a conference championship appearance this year, all of it's for nothing. You got the Eagles to choke. You got the Eagles to choke and give you the division. You get 2 home games, If you don't appear in the conference championship against the 49ers, this is abysmal. I'm still going to feel like we missed the playoffs, damn near. You undefeated at home, so let's see the fireworks.
Yep.
Put on a show, or Mike McCarthy's going to be back, but this is the year. This is it. This is for y'all to change the narrative over the last 27 years.
DC.
Yeah, big win. Only thing I had a problem with was I couldn't. They started the fourth quarter and Dak and CD was still in the game.
Yeah.
And they were dropping back to pass. It wasn't like they were just turning around. I'm like, come on, guys.
They played their offense.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You can put them on the bench now. But other than
Yeah.
that, good win for the Cowboys. They got everything they wanted as far as the seeding wise. They got what they asked for, and they there now. So now the season really begins for them. Like Jay said, they've been 12-5, 3 years in a row. For me, this is the hump for McCarthy.
Mhm.
Yeah, like if he don't get to the championship game, he got to go. I don't know if Jay gonna go that far with it, but he's got to go because he keeps getting you to the hump.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he can't get you over that. You got like when they play on the turf, hey, they all unbeatable.
Yeah.
You got that. All you got to do is figure out a way to beat these two games and get a shot at the 49.
Yeah.
But if you don't get to the conference championship like Jay, it's a failure.
Yeah.
It really is. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Was got anything else from this game right here?
I already see it. I already see it happening. I see this first game's not a joke.
Yeah.
I already see the memes, because I'm not gonna go that far to say that he needs to go, but man, the whole country is gonna jump on this if they don't make it to conference championship at least. Yeah, it's gonna be ugly in the streets for Cowboys fans, for McCarthy, for Jerry Jones, all that. Only thing I can say is they finally put Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor.
About time. Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
the curse has been lifted, and we can do something this year. We'll see.
But Jay, if he don't, what do you attribute it to? If they don't get there to the conference championship, then what? I'd like to say this is 3 years in a row. This is probably going. I'm not necessarily the most talented team, but it's probably their best shot now that they get 2 games at home. Possibility.
This is their best shot. It's tough because maybe this is just capped out. Maybe the combination of Dak Prescott, Mike McCarthy, and Jerry Jones is capped out at 12-5 in divisional round, which is that may be it. And we just run it back, and hopefully stuff breaks our way. But the program that he's running right now, I like it a lot. It's just tough. I don't know what you can do.
Right.
It might be that's what it is.
Right.
But this is it. This is the year. I'm putting all my eggs in this one basket. And I'm going all out.
Right.
Fourth downs, trick plays. You got to do everything.
Don't leave nothing.
Don't leave nothing on the table. Right. Nothing is for next week.
Right.
Yeah.
We're gonna come up with next week's game plan next week.
That's right.
We're gonna everything, every fake punt, everything. You need to go all out. And then the only thing I think that can get McCarthy in trouble, game management in the fourth quarter. 3-4 games this year, he made the wrong decision, and I supported a couple of those decisions just because he's being aggressive. I like the aggressive nature, but against the Lions, this is hey man, you lost that game basically.
Right. Yeah,
right.
You yourself lost the game. But the refs and the Lions trying to confuse you kind of gave you an out, but there ain't no way you should have been in that position. Right. So. If they lose, I think it was going to be on McCarthy, and he should be given another shot though. But it's tough.
Well, like you say, you mentioned that it may be capped out with the 3 of them. They've been rumbling about Dak wanting to be the highest paid quarterback. Do you do that? Do you make that move?
Oh man, I think
because after the year CD had, he's got to go to the top 3 receiver pay more than likely. Parsons going to be top 3 defensive lineman pay more than likely. So that's going to be heavy. heavy
Yeah.
decision to make right there.
This is why if you're Jerry Jones, you go to Fossil and say, I need your greatest special teams performance in these playoffs. Yeah. You go to McCarthy, you say, hey, get your fourth quarter correct. Correct all your decisions fourth quarter. Talk to whoever you need to talk to. And then you say, go all out because this is the year. Yeah. You're almost, after how Dak played, you're almost forced to give him what he wants. And you're going to go with that three-headed monster, Parsons, I almost said Des Bryant, CD, and Dak, and see what you can do. But this is the year.
Right.
This is basically the year.
This is the year.
Yeah.
Let's get it, man.
Yeah.
All right. Gentlemen, y'all boys got anything else from this game right here, man? No? All right, let's move on to the last game right here, man. Sunday Night Football. We had the Bills at the Dolphins right here, and this one had a lot of implications for playoffs right here. Basically, the winner of this game would have clinched that number 2 spot in the AFC and win the division as well. Boy, man, they had his moments, man. This game right here had his ups and downs. I mean, like literally. But final score, man, 21-14. The Bills win this game right here on the road, man. But I'll give the Bills fans some credit, man. They showed up in this game right here, man. Yeah. It's like 50% of that stadium was nothing but Bills fans, basically. All right, gentlemen, I'm going to go a little bit more into detail to this game right here. The game leaders, real quick, Buffalo side. Allen, he threw for 38, completed 30 for 358 yards with 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Top rusher as well was Allen for 15 carries for 67 yards. And your top receiver was Shakiri with 6 catches for 105 yards. Now to the Dolphins side of the ball. Tua, he threw for 27, completed 17, 173 yards, 1 touchdown, but 2 interceptions. Top rusher was, I always have it. A-Chain. A-Chain. He carried the ball for 10 times for 56 yards and 1 touchdown. And your top receiver was Hill, was 7 catches, 82 yards, and 1 touchdown. Team stats, total yardage for the Bills, 473, while the Dolphins had 275 turnovers, 3 for the Bills and 2 for the Dolphins. Time of possession, 38 minutes for the Bills and 21 minutes for the Dolphins, man. That being said, this is why the Bills won this game right here and took the second seed. And this team came in. If they lost this game, they would completely be out of the playoffs. But they won, and they're in. And they won their division and the number 2 seed. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Actually, when the Titans won, that put them in.
Oh,
so
okay.
This game was just whether you're going to win the division or not.
Gotcha.
It looked like a game where Josh Allen refused to lose, and Tua said, I don't want this damn game. The second frauds behind the Eagles, Miami Dolphins.
Ooh.
Right there. They just, when it came to playing a legit team, they just could not get it done. So that's why I don't expect them to do much in this first round of the playoffs. That's after Buffalo. Josh Allen still turning it over.
Yeah.
But one of them probably wasn't his fault, but he's still taking these risks. And I think at some point it's going to catch up to him. They'll slide by probably the first game, but after that, that's probably going to catch up to him, and it's going to get him eliminated. And I'm glad that we finally, we gave Dak hell all these years for the interceptions. We finally kind of joined him at the hip. Yeah. Midway this season, people start taking notice of how much he turns the ball over. And he can be really reckless with the ball. So I think that's going to come back. And when that does happen, this hot streak they've been on, all that goes out the window. People ain't going to even see the ball that they've been playing right now. If he gets by this first round and then poops the bed the next game with these turnovers, people going to be like, see, there he is. That's the Josh Allen we know right there. So good win for Buffalo. But I don't know how long it's going to last. If Josh can continue to be reckless, man, turning the ball over. That's 3 last night. Yeah,
absolutely. Jay, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Man, this was an entertaining game. I thought, going in, I thought it was going to be a Buffalo Bills win. And then Josh Allen started playing. And he played like his hair was on fire. Like, he had his whole life savings on the game because he just was throwing stuff. He was trying to make play after play after play. Bad decisions, turnovers. He like there was one Fangio brought out 0 blitz.
Yeah.
They were damn near they weren't empty, but they were spread out. And he said he hiked the ball, and I knew it was an all out blitz. The commentators knew it was all out blitz. I watched it with my family. My son knew it was all out blitz. My dad knew it was all out blitz, and he held the ball. No hot route, no audible, no check to a screen, nothing. He just was like, I'm Josh Allen. I know 5 people are going to be in my face, and I'm just going to look. They end up winning the game. Josh Allen, 3 turnovers. The game changing, the thing that changed the game was that punt return.
Oh yeah.
Without that punt return, it's a sad day in Buffalo. But Hardy came through and 95 yards to the house, 96 yards to the house. He saved that game for them. Like you said, they would have been in the playoffs, but they wouldn't have been number 2. And now we got to go to the other side of the ball. Tua, same question as Trevor Lawrence. What is the contract? They're in the same boat. What contract you giving Tua Tagovailoa? You give him to Justin Herbert, $262 million, $100 million, 52 per year. You giving him to Daniel Jones, $160 million, 40 per year, or you giving him the Cousins, the $35 million a year. We saw what he looked like without Tyreek Hill on the field. Now y'all go. I'm putting that in y'all lap. I don't want nothing.
I'm gonna be even more harsh on him than I was Lawrence because of the skill players that he's got.
Yeah.
He's playing with Tyreek and Waddle. They should be way better than that. But it's gonna probably about to say I don't want to go more than Daniel Jones. I really don't. I really don't go more than 40 with him. But he's gonna get it because Tyreek's been talking him up since he's been there. I don't know if that's just some shots toward the Chiefs, but everything he got there, he's been talking up his quarterback. So I think they're gonna give him the big deal.
To me, I'll give him the Kirk Cousins 35 a year. I don't think you commit to him because he has too many skilled players around him. I think that's why it makes him look good, but he's not the one that is going to determine the game. You know, the only way Tua can't really mess up this is if he keeps throwing interceptions like he did in this game right here. He threw for 2, and he wasn't being consistent. He was 27-17. That's not being consistent at all, you know. So, and then top of that, you know, the running game yesterday, it was featured by 2 running backs that both of them had good breakoff runs, you know.
5.4 yards a carry.
Exactly. And I feel like I think that's too much. You have way too much of good talent around this quarterback, and you got outbeat by Josh Allen, you know. And Josh Allen is a quarterback that he's not that consistent as well. But I feel like Josh Allen has, I want to say, as almost about the same with talent around him as well. But I feel like the Dolphins beat them in the running game, you know. So that's why I say, man, with Tua, I feel like he's not shown anything. He's lucky that he has Waddle and Hill. Tua, and a good running game.
Tua is the biggest game manager in the league. We talked a couple weeks ago. Cam Newton came out with his game changers, game managers, and Tua needs to be number 1 on the list of game managers. Everything's built around Tyreek. Everything's built around Waddle and that speed. And the A-Chain was going crazy. I do need to put McDaniels on the 10 carries for A-Chain.
Right. Yeah.
After what he did that first half, he only ended up with 10 carries.
I think
one catch.
I think they were trying to not use him too much on this game for the. I guess
Why not?
Like,
you need a home game.
Yeah.
Out
That's
of
what,
it's
that's
the
what I'm saying.
Cowboys
Like,
and the Dolphins.
That's what I'm thinking. That he was thinking. You know, man, like I don't want to use him too much because I do need him because and the whole game was right there. It was back and forth,
right.
back and forth, but the last minute and a half, they had an opportunity to go score a touchdown, but 2 or 3 that interception.
But all right, so if I'm the owner, I'm gonna bring Mike and be like, "Hey, what happened with A-Chain?
Yeah,
we needed.
I get that
home field,
but like I'm thinking like the coach would.
Okay,
You see what I'm saying?
I'm thinking like the person paying his check.
Yeah,
and I'm saying,
put everything on the line right now. Yeah, I get that
because they get revenue from home games too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you took money out of my pocket
Yeah.
because you wanted to save a running back.
Yeah.
But
because now you're gonna have to go through Buffalo and go to that miserable place and go play over there.
You got to go to KC first.
No. I'm talking about like the road.
Oh yeah, road to
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, who the hell wants to go to Buffalo in mid-January?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
supposed to be worse than Kansas City.
Yeah, exactly.
10 degrees.
Yeah.
This week in Kansas City, and you got to go and play in that.
That's an L.
Yeah.
So, but again, going back to Tua, I think,
and also the Dolphins lost Chubb, right?
They lost Chubb, they lost Van Ginkel, they lost Phillips.
Yeah.
They're in trouble.
The corner as well. He didn't play.
Yeah, Howard.
Howard. Yeah.
And then, so my favorite thing, every time I see it, Stephon Diggs versus Jalen Ramsey, that is the greatest. Because they're two assholes, and all they're doing is every other play talking trash to each other.
Yeah.
So I love seeing that's my number one focus.
Yeah.
It's almost like when Ramsey went against D-Hop.
Yeah.
It was just like a title fight almost.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I'm hoping that if they give Tua the contract, they got to give him what Dak is getting. Dak is just like the Giants are paying Daniel Jones, but he's got $126 million guaranteed. Because if you give him a big contract, even if you give him the Kyler Murray contract, I don't know if Tua is going to be able to sustain, especially if you lose Tyreek Hill. So.
Yeah, with these contracts, they need to put something in place. All these guys ain't working on $50 million a year.
Right.
For me, you have to put, if you ain't never been all pro 1, 2, or 3, you don't even qualify to get $50 million a year. At some point, I want you to be one of the best 3 to 4 quarterbacks in the league, man.
Yeah.
Before you even qualify for $50 million. The way you putting these teams in these holes for these average quarterback play. So it'll never happen, but I wish there was a way they could do that. In order to get $50 million a year, you must do this to qualify him to be in that bracket. But teams, they get scared. They don't want to let the quarterback walk. They're afraid he's going to go through well and be successful.
It's a risk.
The market. Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right, gentlemen, you got anything else from last week of football?
I think that wraps it up. That was some fun. That was a fun season right there.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. That this season came and went.
Yeah, and this offseason is going to be even better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you now, because just based on the fact of all the backup quarterbacks that had to play.
Yep.
Where are all these guys land when the starters show back up? And how much money are people going to be willing to spend for a backup quarterback just after seeing how valuable some of these guys are?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And also, there's going to be a bunch of running backs out there.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
And free agency.
Big names.
Too, man.
The Eckler's, Saquon's.
Mm-hmm. The Mixons.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Raiders.
Yeah. Jacobs. Yep.
Yeah, and then Henry. So it's going to be some names out there.
What about Barkley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's back out there.
They're going to tag him, but there's a possibility.
Yeah.
There's a chance.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Gentlemen, it's been fun. Now we go to the postseason. The best of the best are in. It's locked. We got times. We got dates. We got opponents. It's gonna be fun, man. Oh, yeah. It's gonna be fun. All right. Well, let's wrap this episode up. Thank you for tuning in to the Shield Football Podcast, like you do every week. please hit that subscribe button, hit a like, and share this video with your family, and friends out there. We'll much appreciate it. And also, if you want to follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but please, YouTube our main source right there. So go do that, then go to Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and that right there can help grow the channel as well. But gentlemen, until then, next time, see y'all boys next week. Later.
Peace.
Alive!